Welcome back to Tracking the Wolves. This is Zach Flackus. I'm the Associate Athletic Director at Northern State University. Today I'm joined by NSU head soccer coach Steve Kim. Coach, how are we doing today?
Doing well, thanks. How about yourself?
Good to have you. Good to have you. You know, before we get into this weekend, I know you guys started off on a very good weekend. I'd like to backtrack a little bit. This is the first time getting to talk to you this year. And I'd like to ask you a little bit about your fall camp and coming in this year with Wolves Soccer. Tell us a little bit about fall camp and even the end of the summer, some of the things you had your team doing.
Well, we gave them their summer conditioning program, and we had them going through that and doing that throughout the summer. And we did have a small number of kids that did stay in Aberdeen, and they were in the weight room and doing some running on their own. But for the most part, the kids were on their own. And fall camp, as you know, this year was kind of unique with the early school start date. So really it was only about a 6 or 7 day deal. And I thought it went really, really well. It was just very, very fast. And we came in, began practice on a Sunday, and we're in classes on a Monday. So.
You know, and I'm assuming you missed some of the real bad heat, but right at the end of the camp, is that when you were getting into some of those 95-degree days?
Actually, that was all throughout camp, and I think that was good. I think that, that'll benefit us in the long run, and it put us through the grinder a little bit. So, yeah, that was kind of good. The bad part were the warm nights and the kids trying to get some sleep in the dorm.
I think everybody experienced that. As I was walking around campus, coming even when school started, I saw kids sleeping over in the student center and just brutal. On couches anywhere they could find.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your team coming in. I know you got a lot of new girls on the team this year. You returned some experience from last year, but it seems like you got a really impactful freshman class this year.
Yeah, well, we did return 16 players, and we brought in 11. Of those 11, 8 were freshmen, and we think that just about everybody on the roster can help us. So far, so good. The freshmen have blended in well, fit in well, as have the transfers, and everything seems to be working well.
I know when you talked about some of the transfers you brought in, you got a different goalkeeper this year.
That's correct.
I know you're going to use multiple goalkeepers, but tell us about the goalkeeping position.
Well, you have Shayna Stein, Courtney Waracek that were returners for us, and then we have Allison Johnston that we brought in from League City, Texas, and then Brittany Teets that transferred back, who is a local Aberdeen girl, and we're happy to have her back as well.
Well, and it's got to be nice to have 4 goalkeepers on the team. Helps when whether it's injuries or if someone's going through a slump, or gives Chelvin a lot to do in practice.
Yeah, and he's been really happy having the 4 of them there to go through reps. And I think also, too, in the long run where it may benefit us is they won't take as much of a pounding in training.
Sure.
But they will lose some reps, so maybe it's a catch-22, but so far so good.
Well, and as you look around the NSIC, you guys play a lot of doubleheader weekends, whether it's some schools are Friday, Sunday, some are Saturday, Sunday, but do you use different goalkeepers on your doubleheader weekends?
You know, we will. It'll just be based on who's hot and who's not and who's playing well, and we're not going to obviously just automatically pull the hook on them and get them out of there if they make one mistake, but it'll be nice to know that there's always someone there waiting, and we think that several of them are equal talent and ability, so it should be a good setup.
As you look around the NSIC, what are your expectations of the conference? Who are some real strong teams in the conference? I know nationally we've got some ranked teams, so what does our conference look like this year?
Well, I think that, there's always the traditional powers. I think that, every game that you play in the league is a tough game. In my mind, there's 15 other teams, and there are no gimmies. I think to get any win in our league, especially on the road, is a great win. So, as far as if I had to predict a winner, I guess the coaches poll had Winona on top and had Mankato second. And I know that today the national poll is released and both those schools are ranked in the top 20. So I guess for now we'd have to say that Mankato and Winona would be the front runners.
And I think you'll probably admit your win-loss record last year was a little bit disappointing. We had a lot of matches that could have gone one way or the other. Do you think you're a little bit of a sleeper this year? Do you think the conference is expecting Northern to maybe be one of those wins where they can come in and sneak out a win from you?
I don't really know what other people are thinking. I know that last year we weren't happy with where we were at, but we also understand that that's ultimately our responsibility. And I think, this year we're just going to play every game like it's the only game that matters, and hopefully we'll get some of the results we were looking for last year.
Right out of that Coach Talk textbook. Good answer,
right,
Coach.
Well,
good
right,
answer.
Right.
You got a pretty good home field advantage on campus here. We get a lot of students that go. We get some people out of the community. It's right on campus, Jurdy Field over there. A little bit of a home field advantage for you this year. Is that intimidating when other teams come in?
I don't know if it intimidates them, but I know that our kids love to play there. I love to play there. I think it's a great setup. It's 200 yards from our athletic building. It's 50 yards from a dorm that many of them live in, and it's right there on campus, like you said, and we have our training area. And now that we have a concession stand out there. I think it's a great setup. The surface is good, the area is great, so yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, we started the season 2 games on the road. We got a couple upcoming home games. Let's talk about the Ichabods and Northwest Missouri State. 2 really nice wins for your program.
Yeah, they were good wins, both very good teams. I think that, we were very fortunate to come out of there 2-0. We're happy to have that. And soccer, I suppose, like any other game, sometimes you just need to catch the breaks, and we feel like we caught breaks at both Washburn and Northwest Missouri State. And could have easily been 0-2, but we're 2-0 and happy about that.
And 2 very good quality opponents. This week you're going to come up, you got Jamestown College on Thursday, and you've got Moorhead on Sunday.
Correct.
What do you know about Jamestown and Moorhead?
Well, I know that both of them will be well coached. Raleigh always does a great job. And we played Jamestown Thursday here at 6, and we opened conference play Sunday at Moorhead at 3. And Jamestown and Moorhead played last week, and that was a double overtime match. So
oh, wow.
We know what to expect, we think, but you never know.
Okay. Coach, with that, I know we've got those 2 upcoming matches this week. We jump right into our conference schedule. Like you said, it's Moorhead this Sunday, and then is it pretty much conference schedule the rest of the
Yeah,
year?
then after that, it's every Saturday, Sunday until November.
Okay. This has been Zach Flockus and Steve Kim for Tracking the Wolves. We'll be right back.